Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my computer screen. I know this is a cruddy way to make a video, but I thought I'd put together a quick $1,000 system for those of you that are wondering what you would do if you were stuck in one of those power outage damage paths. Well, this is a $1,000 solution right here. I think I'd start with a pair of new power panels. Now, if you want an $1,139 solution, well, I think I'd buy two sets of these, but in my $1,000 solution, we only have one set. Next thing up is an EP-Ever 30 amp MPPT solar charge controller. Comes with the MT50, so you can program it for lithium-ion batteries. The 30 amp will enable you to have 400 watts worth of panels. That's why we picked this one out. Even if you start with 200 watts worth of panels, this charge controller will allow you to expand your system up to 400 watts. At a minimum, you need a 1500 watt G&L for 195 bucks. This is a pretty good deal. And the 1500 watt inverter will run a refrigerator. My side-by-side is a Kenmore 25 cubic foot. Nothing special about it. It draws 50 amps when the defroster is running, and then normally just draws 10 amps when the compressor is running. My sump pump is a 3rd horsepower. It draws 40 amps when it kicks on. And it only draws it for a minute or two, but that's what it draws. That's 90 amps. 1500 watts gives you about 125 amps, so you got a little bit to play with there. You can run a TV and you can power your phones up and whatnot. And we went with this one because it's 195 bucks. To jump up to 2,000 watts is another $100 bills. So if you want a $1,250 system, then get a 2,000 watt G&L like the one I got in my other videos, like the one I use every day. That thing will run it all and have room to spare. Next thing up is batteries. Now, this is a smoking deal for a 200 amp hour, 200 amp BMS, grade A cell battery. $539 is awesome deal. $585 delivered to the house. It's such a good deal. I bought myself a second one. I now have 2 of these batteries, and I'm happy with them so far. You're going to need some of this stuff. This is all cheap, but you do need a miniature circuit breaker so you can shut the panels off when you want to shut them off. You don't have to disconnect the wires. You're also going to need an A&L fuse to protect the inverter. It's a wise thing to have and cheap. So get yourself one of those too. And the last thing you're going to need is some wire. I suggest 8 gauge, especially for 400 watts. And if you want to jump up more than that, you're going to go to 24 volts anyway, so 8 gauge will still work for that. And the wire is not cheap, but it's not too terribly much. If you're going to make yourself a small system, something portable that you can possibly take outside and, you know, set up in the yard and whatnot when the power's out, so you got something going on during the day. Now, will all this work? Yes, of course. Let's say the power goes out at 10 o'clock and you've got yourself 4 of these here, 400 watts, and you've got yourself a single 200 amp hour battery. If you've got 400 watts worth of capacity and you're running your refrigerator upstairs and your sump pump and the power goes out at 10, I think you'll have enough to make it through the night. And you'll also generate enough power with 400 watts worth of panels to fill the battery back up the next day. I run my refrigerator on a 280 watt system. Hello, Fly. Welcome to the video. I run my refrigerator on a 280 watt, 20 amp system. And that, on a good sunny day during the summertime, is just enough to keep the battery charged up for an overnight. Now, as we get closer to winter, that's going to change. And that's why I recommend 400 watts worth of panels. Because if you got 400 watts, drawing in power, you're going to definitely charge your battery up. You're going to charge it up for sure. Even when it's running, you're still going to be putting a charge into it. And that's going to be beneficial to keeping the power flowing from the battery even into the next night. It's possible, you know, you may get 24 hours. Just depends on how much your refrigerator draws and how much your sump pump runs. But it is definitely possible for it to run 24 hours, charge itself back up, and then run another 24 hours. I have, if you watch any of my other videos, been running my refrigerator off-grid for most of the summer on 280 watts. So 400 watts will definitely do the trick. Now, the only other thing you could do would be to add a second battery, and that cost you another 600 bucks. So basically, you're talking about $1,850 or $1,000. For $1,850, you're going to have 2 batteries, 400 watts worth of panels, and you're going to be able to run a lot of stuff. It's also going to be clunky, and if you don't have space in the garage to store it all, and you're going to have to put it all together, that might be, but those are all considerations. But if it were me, at the bare minimum, I think I would go with the $1,000 system. That's going to get you through the night and into the next day, and possibly through most of the next day. And 9 times out of 10, at least here in the Midwest, the power's back on within 24 hours. And that works out awesome. Now, if you're down there in Florida and you're looking to go a couple days, I think I would definitely want the 400 watts worth of panels, and I think I would definitely want a pair of batteries. So I think I'd go for the $2,000 system. It's something you can pack away, and after the power it goes down and everything's a mess outside, you can take it outside that next sunny morning and assemble it. Now the batteries themselves, as long as they're fully charged, you can hook them up to an inverter and start drawing on them that night when the power goes out. They don't need to be fully assembled into a solar panel array to operate. As long as they're charged, they'll work out good for you. So that's it. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment. Hey, like, subscribe. I'm looking to grow this channel. Have a good day, everybody, and a better tomorrow.